From Roxanne Shante, who exploded onto the scene at just 14 and retired at 25, to the trailblazing duo Double D and Steinsky, whose careers were repeatedly derailed by copyright disputes, to Steady B, whose promising trajectory was cut short by a violent crime. The 1980s rap scene is filled with artists who vanished after making a significant mark on hip-hop culture, beginning with one of hip-hop's earliest pioneering crews. Funky 4+1 formed in 1979 in the heart of the Bronx, the birthplace of the genre. This groundbreaking ensemble included Jazzy Jeff, the legendary Shay Rock, KK Rockwell, Keith, and Lil Rodney C., with DJ Breakout and Guy Williams providing the sonic foundation that made heads nod from their debut track, Jump. Funky 4+1 achieved what many consider hip-hop's first major national breakthrough, becoming the first rap group to perform on national television when they appeared on Saturday Night Live in 1981. Introduced by Debbie Harry of Blondie, a feat unprecedented at the time. By 1983, however, Funky 4+1 disbanded due to a combination of label conflicts with Sugar Hill and Enjoy Records, internal changes as members pursued solo projects, and the rapidly evolving soundscape of hip-hop, which was moving beyond the style they had helped pioneer. After the split, the members embarked on individual paths, striving to sustain their careers amid a shifting industry. West Street Mob, a group pivotal in promoting and popularizing breaking culture during its crucial early years, emerged in 1981 under Sugar Hill Records. Comprised of Joey Robinson Jr., Warren Moore, and Sabrina Gillison, their self-titled debut album reached number 57 on the Billboard Black Albums chart, while the single, Let's Dance, Make Your Body Move, climbed to number 18 on the Black Singles chart in 1981. Their 1983 track, Break Dance Electric Boogie, became a b-boy anthem, selling approximately 50,000 copies in urban markets where hip-hop culture was booming and peaking at number 37 on the Black Singles chart. Their second album, also titled Breakdance Electric Boogie, reinforced their connection to the dance movement. Tragically, the group's momentum was cut short when they disbanded in 1984 after Sugar Hill Records collapsed, leaving many of its artists stranded. Joey Robinson Jr. passed away from cancer in 2015 at the age of 53, marking the end of a key figure in the group's history. The Fearless Four hold the distinction of being the first hip-hop group to sign to a major label. Originally formed in Harlem in 1977 as the House Rockers Crew, they later rebranded and expanded to include Great Peso, Devastating Tito, Mighty Mike C, Microphone Wizard DLB, Crazy Eddie, and Master OC. Elektra Records signed them in 1983, marking a historic milestone in hip-hop's journey to mainstream recognition. Their 1982 track, Rockin' It, built around Kraftwerk's The Man Machine, gained further prominence when featured in the seminal hip-hop documentary Style Wars. The group ultimately disbanded in the mid-1980s due to label disputes and the evolving soundscape of hip-hop, yet unlike many contemporaries, they reunited in 1994 to release Creeping Up on You, demonstrating enduring passion and relevance. Mighty Mike C further cemented his legacy with the 2023 book, Hip Hop is Fearless, and continues to work on music celebrating the genre's history. The Johnson Crew, hailing from Boston and formed in 1981 by brothers Michael Johnson and Morris Starr, brought an innovative fusion of sci-fi themes, Afrofuturism, live synthesizers, and distinctive grooves that set them apart from other artists of the era. Their debut album, Lost in Space, reached number 66 on the Billboard 200 in 1983. Singles such as Pac Jam and Space Cowboy charted successfully on dance and R&B charts, while their influence extended internationally, reaching Germany and the UK. A Berlin graffiti mural in 1987 honored their impact on global urban culture. Michael Johnson's departure in 1986 marked the beginning of the group's decline. Although they continued performing until 1990, their final album, Cosmic Love, was released that year, followed by a remix of Pac Jam in 1998. Maurice Starr later achieved significant success producing for New Kids on the Block, linking early electro-funk to mainstream pop production. Dimples D emerged as one of hip-hop's first female solo artists. Her 1983 track, Sucker DJ's I Will Survive, produced in collaboration with Marley Marl, became an underground hit, gaining respect in the streets and later being sampled in various productions. Despite the initial acclaim, low sales and production disputes, common obstacles for female artists of the era, limited her mainstream success. The 1990 remix of the track topped charts in Australia and reached number 17 in the UK, leading to her 1991 album Dimples and Spice and singles like I Can't Wait and Sisters Keep On Doing It. However, the momentum faded, and as of 2025, Dimples D has no known musical activity. Her story emblematic of the many overlooked female pioneers who shaped hip-hop's early development. Captain Rock, born Ronnie Green and also known as DJ Ronnie Green, brought a futuristic electro-funk sound to hip-hop. Collaborating with prominent acts, he performed internationally, including at the UK Fresh Fest in 1986, showcasing the global reach of his music. His cosmic themes and innovative electro-funk production influenced the genre's experimental phase, encouraging hip-hop to embrace electronic sounds and space-age aesthetics before they became mainstream. Captain Rock's last release was in 1986, and after the decline of electro-funk, he transitioned to work as an NCAA referee while contributing to youth programs in New York City. He passed away in May 2021 at the age of 57, yet his pioneering vision continues to inspire tributes in hip-hop communities. Teskey Valley, born Tyrone Cox and active from the Bronx since 1978, co-founded Grand Groove Records with Brad Osborne, gaining more control over his music than many contemporaries. His foundational 1981 track, Catch the Beat, bridged live DJing with recorded hip-hop, earning recognition in underground markets and reaching number 38 on UK disco charts. Despite limited momentum after 1984 due to the fading electro-funk sound, Teskey Valley remains active through interviews and periodic revivals, preserving his influence on the foundations of hip-hop. Brooklyn's nucleus, originally Jam On Productions formed in 1977, broke through with Jam on Revenge and the hits Jam on It and Computer Age, Push the Button, reaching the R&B and Hot 100 charts. Their sci-fi aesthetics, use of vocoders, and futuristic sound made them innovators, and their music has been sampled by major artists, including Snap. Their output continued until 1990, with later revivals and compilations preserving their contributions for new generations. UTFO, formed in Brooklyn in 1984, achieved immediate notoriety with Roxanne Roxanne, sparking the Roxanne Wars where over 100 response tracks emerged, including Roxanne Shanté's Roxanne's Revenge. Despite the initial impact, subsequent albums failed to replicate that success, leading to their 1991 disbandment. Members pursued individual projects, with Educated Rapper passing away in 2017, leaving a lasting legacy remembered by old-school hip-hop enthusiasts. Double D and Steinsky, operating from New York starting in 1983, revolutionized hip-hop production through their Lesson series. Their early works Lesson 1, The Payoff Mix, 1983, Lesson 2, The James Brown Mix, 1984, and Lesson 3, The History of Hip-Hop Mix, 1985, were compiled into Lessons 1 to 3 in 1985 and became essential underground listening. Copyright restrictions and sampling lawsuits limited their commercial output, forcing them into bootleg and underground circles, yet their influence remained profound, inspiring tributes and influencing countless producers. Lesson 4 appeared in 2018 after a 3-decade hiatus, with Steinsky continuing to DJ and release music. Finally, Raheem, primarily active in Houston, Texas, though with early New Jersey ties, was an original member of the legendary Ghetto Boys alongside Scarface and Bushwick Bill before pursuing a solo career to carve out his own artistic identity. These artists and crews collectively represent the innovators, trailblazers, and pioneers of 1980s hip-hop, many of whom faced obstacles from label disputes, shifting musical landscapes and personal challenges, leaving behind legacies that continue to shape the culture and influence modern hip-hop.
Deal with them. I said, we're going to do it like this. I'm going to just do the deal with you and Drummer. Raheem the Dream gonna stay on tight to death.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna stay independent. So I'm gonna be independent. Cause I had Most Beautiful Girl.
Raheem made his mark on hip-hop with his debut album, The Vigilante, released in 1988 on Rap-A-Lot Records, featuring tracks like Dance Floor and the title track, The Vigilante, which showcased his smooth delivery and quickly garnered attention. Despite this strong start, Raheem struggled to sustain momentum due to limited follow-up releases and label transitions, leaving Rap-A-Lot in 1992. His second album, The Invincible, arrived that same year. But after that, mainstream activity largely dried up and he faded from the national spotlight. Shifting focus to pioneering female artists, the Sequence emerged as hip-hop's first all-female group, formed in Columbia, South Carolina in 1979. At a time when women were still fighting for recognition in the genre, the group comprised of Angie B., Angela Brown, who later became R&B star Angie Stone, Blondie, Gwendolyn Chisholm, and Cheryl the Pearl, Cheryl Cook, broke ground with their single Funk You Up, which reached number 15 on the R&B chart in 1979. This achievement was historic, marking the first female rap hit and notably occurring without the use of samples. The Sequence released their debut album, Sugar Hill Presents the Sequence, in 1980, followed by The Sequence in 1982, which reached number 51 on the R&B chart, and The Sequence Party in 1983, sustaining their momentum. The group sold an impressive 1 million copies worldwide and toured extensively with the Sugar Hill Gang, breaking down gender barriers and paving the way for future female artists in the male-dominated world of hip-hop. Despite their success, the Sequence disbanded in 1985 over unpaid royalties and disputes with Sugar Hill Records, refusing to renew their contract as tensions over compensation grew. The first hip-hop group to successfully transition into R&B was Whistle, formed in Brooklyn in 1985 under the guidance of producer Burrell. Original members included Jazzy Jazz, Cool Doobie, and DJ Silver Spinner, with later additions of Craze and Turk. Whistle achieved mainstream attention with their debut single, Nothing Serious, Just Buggin', which reached number 7 in the UK and number 17 on the R&B chart in 1986. Their self-titled album Whistle followed the same year, with Transformation, released in 1988, positioning them as one of the more successful mid-1980s hip-hop acts. What set Whistle apart was their bold genre shift to R&B, exemplified by the 1990 single Always and Forever, which reached number 35 on the Hot 100. However, their reinvention failed to sustain long-term momentum, and the group disbanded. In 1992, as the R&B boom of the early 1990s favored emerging acts over groups attempting to reinvent themselves, Philadelphia's Steady B, born Warren Seabury McClune, serves as a cautionary tale in hip-hop history. Active from 1986 to 1989 with the Hilltop Hustlers and Cool C, he became a dominant figure in Philly's battle rap scene, earning street credibility that influenced future stars like Will Smith, then the Fresh Prince. Steady B's debut single Serious dropped in 1986, followed by the albums Bring the Beat, 1986, What's My Name, 1987, and Going Steady, 1989, all released on Jive Records. Despite his influence, Steady B's career ended tragically. In 1996, amid financial struggles and fading fame, he was sentenced to life in prison for his involvement in a bank robbery that resulted in the murder of a police officer, permanently ending his career and freedom. Spoonie G, born Gabriel Jackson and active in Harlem from 1975, earned the title Godfather of Rap as a founding member of Treacherous 3 alongside Kool Moe Dee. His early tracks, Spoon and Rap and Love Rap from 1979, were groundbreaking, with Love Rap pioneering love-themed hip-hop and earning a place at number 65 on VH1's list of greatest hip-hop songs. In 1987, Spoonie G released The Godfather and the album The Godfather of Rap, further solidifying his influence. He also prefigured gangster rap with jail-themed narratives, foreshadowing the 1990s explosion of the genre before NWA popularized it. However, multiple prison spells and rehabilitation work in the mid-1980s disrupted his momentum, limiting his consistent output during a critical period when visibility was crucial in the fast-evolving hip-hop landscape. Finally, Roxanne Shante. Born Lolita Shante Gooden on November 9, 1969 in Queens, New York, emerged as the queen of rap and diss tracks, bursting onto the scene at just 14 years old in 1984 with her